Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm Liam.
And I'm Zoe.
And we are so excited to be diving into the world of Quick Start English learning with you today.
It's going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good one. It's all about...
Especially for beginners.
Yeah, especially for beginners who are just starting out. Those of you who are maybe a little bit intimidated by the speed of native English speakers, we're going to unpack all the secrets. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to give you the tools that you need to really supercharge your English listening comprehension.
Yeah, and you know those native speakers, they talk so fast. We're going to help you figure out what they're saying.
They do. They talk a mile a minute.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of expert tips and tricks that we've compiled. We've done a lot of research for this deep dive.
Yeah.
And we're really excited to share it with you.
Get ready to have your minds blown.
All right, so first up, we're going to talk about diversifying your listening. This is something that's really important. A lot of beginners think that they should just stick to like TED Talks or like royal family speeches or something like that.
Yeah.
To train their ear.
Makes sense. Right. It's nice and clear.
Yeah, but it's not really how people talk in everyday life.
Exactly.
So our sources are saying ditch those scripted speeches.
Get out of that comfort zone.
You got to get out of the comfort zone and into the real world of English.
Yeah. Like what you think's good out there for?
Well, podcasts for sure.
Podcasts.
Reality shows are a great one.
Reality shows are good. I like those.
Shows.
Talk shows, yep. Yeah, anything unscripted.
Anything unscripted.
Where it's just natural.
Yeah, because that's how you're going to train your ear to really understand the nuances of English as it's actually spoken. All right, so think of it this way.
Yeah.
If you go to the gym and you only lift weights with your right arm, your left arm's going to be really weak. It's the same thing with your ears. You got to work those muscles.
You got to train them up.
Got to give them a workout.
Exactly.
All right, so tip number 2, speaking. It's time to get those vocal cords vibrating.
Yes.
Our sources all emphasize the power of actually talking with a native speaker.
Yeah. You can't just be listening all the time.
Right.
You gotta
actually use it.
You gotta actually use it. Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I've been using this amazing platform called italki for about 3.5 years.
Oh, tell me about italki.
It is incredible. So first of all, it's super affordable. You can find lessons for like $5.
$5.
$5. You can pick the teacher. You can pick the time. You can pick how long you want to talk.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's super flexible, and they have teachers from all over the world. So
that's cool.
So you can
pick whatever accent you want to practice with.
Whatever accent you want. Like, let's say you're going on a trip to London.
Yeah.
You can find a teacher from London and get your ear tuned in.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
To that beautiful British accent.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the heart of it. Understanding fast-spoken English. One of the biggest things that trips up beginners is linking sounds.
Oh.
So linking sounds are basically where you take words and you kind of mush them together.
It all becomes like one long word.
Yeah. So our source gives this great example. I actually saw a dog in his window on Tuesday.
Wow. Yeah, that's a mouthful.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, when a native speaker says that, it just sounds like one long word. It's like...
You can't even wear the brakes.
Wear the brakes. So our expert breaks it down into 2 main types of linking.
Okay.
Vowel-to-vowel linking and then intrusive R sounds.
Ooh, okay.
So let's start with vowel-to-vowel linking. So in the phrase I actually, you have that I and then the A.
Right next to each other.
Right next to each other. So what native speakers will often do is they'll add a little I sound in there to smooth it out.
Oh.
So it's like I actually. And it just kind of blends all together.
Blends together, yeah.
Now, intrusive R sounds. These are mainly in like British English.
Okay.
And it's where you'll have an R sound that kind of sneaks in between words, even though there's no R there.
Sneaks in. Okay.
So, for example, the phrase saw, like I saw a dog, it'll sound like Sara.
Sara. Oh, okay.
Sara. So you get that little R in there just to make things flow a little bit better.
So we got to listen for these little sounds.
Yeah, we got to become linking sound detectives.
I mean, sound detectives.
Yeah. The more we understand these patterns, the less confusing they become.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so speaking of sounds, let's talk about the schwa.
The schwa.
The schwa.
This is a good one.
It's a good one. This is the most common vowel sound in English.
It is.
Yeah.
But nobody knows it.
Nobody knows it.
And it's represented by all these different letters, like A, O, E, I.
It's like a chameleon.
It is. It's like a chameleon of sounds. It is. Our sources give a few really good examples of this. So the word doctor, most people want to say doctor. but it's actually docta.
Docta.
Docta. The word for,
Oh.
a lot of times it's f,
F.
and then was becomes was.
Was. Yeah.
Was.
Exactly.
So this is everywhere in fast speech.
It is.
It's super important to be able to recognize it.
Yeah.
So once again, we're going to be detectives.
We are. Schwa detectives.
Schwa detectives. We're going to be on the lookout for the schwa.
Yes, we are.
Now let's talk about a little bit of a mindset shift here.
Okay, I'm ready.
So one of the things that beginners often get tripped up on is they're expecting to hear perfect sentences.
Yeah.
But the reality is,
Which never happens.
native speakers rarely speak
Yeah.
in complete grammatically correct sentences,
Especially in casual conversation.
especially in casual conversation. Forget about it.
Right.
So what you want to do is, instead of listening for perfect sentences,
Yeah.
you want to tune into chunks.
Chunks.
Chunks of language.
What do you mean by chunks?
So like common phrases or grammatical structures that you hear all the time.
Oh, okay.
So a good example of this is have a good day.
Okay.
So we don't think of that as like
3 separate words.
a good day is just one unit.
1 unit. Have a good day.
Have a good
Yeah.
day.
Got it. Okay.
And the more you can start to recognize these chunks, the easier it's going to be to understand fast speech.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're listening for those sound patterns.
You're listening for those sound patterns. You're not getting bogged down by individual words.
Right. You're seeing the forest for the trees.
Exactly.
Oh.
So chunks. Got it.
All right. So now let's talk about weak forms.
Weak forms.
Weak forms. These are kind of fun. So basically, there are certain words in English that have a strong form and a weak form.
Okay.
So depending on whether they're stressed or not,
Right.
they're going to be pronounced differently.
What kind of words are we talking about here?
So words like for to do or you,
Mm-hmm. Even have those little words.
are the little words. Now, the crazy thing is
The weak forms are used like 90% of the time.
90%.
Wow. 90% of the time in casual conversation.
Okay, so we definitely need to know these weak forms.
You need to know these weak forms. So our source gives us a couple of great examples.
Okay.
So for the strong form is for, but the weak form is more like fi.
Okay.
F to becomes to.
For.
Do becomes duh,
Right.
or even like duh.
Duh.
You becomes yeah.
Duh.
So it takes a little bit of getting used to train your ear to recognize these.
Mhm.
But once you do, it really helps to unlock the secrets of fast-spoken English.
So we got to practice these weak forms.
We got to practice the weak forms.
Okay.
All right, you ready for another secret code?
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
Contractions.
Contractions.
Contractions are those little
I
superhero.
love contractions. They're so efficient.
They're so efficient. They save us so much time.
Yeah, and they make you sound
But make you sound more natural.
more natural.
So some common contractions. I want to try to gimme dunno.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't lemmy and it kind of dia.
All the good ones.
All the good ones.
Yeah.
So it's really important to become familiar with these contractions because you're going to hear them everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely will.
All right, now for the grand finale, we're going to talk about connected speech.
Okay, this is the big one.
This is the big one.
Connected speech. This is where it all comes together.
This is where it all comes together.
Yeah.
So connected speech is basically just linking words and sounds together
Okay.
to create that smooth, effortless flow.
So it's kind of like an extension of those linking sounds we were talking about before.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So our expert gives us this rule. When a word ends in a consonant and the next word begins with a vowel,
Uh-huh.
they often get connected.
Okay.
So a good example of this is the phrase, I'd like to get a.
Okay.
It becomes, I'd like to get a.
Get a.
Get a.
Yeah.
So that T at the end of get just blends right into that A
Right.
at the beginning of a.
It flows.
Yeah. Now sometimes you'll get an extra sound that pops in there
Oh, really?
just to smooth things out even more.
Okay.
So like the phrase, I would have been happy to do it,
Mm-hmm.
you might hear an extra W sound between to and do.
Oh, wow.
So it's to do with.
To do with? I never would notice that.
Yeah, to do with.
Okay.
And then sometimes sounds get dropped.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the phrase, I didn't want to trouble you,
Uh-huh.
can become, I didn't want to trouble you.
1, 2.
So that T at the end of want just kind of disappears.
It disappears. Okay, so we're adding sounds. We're dropping sounds.
We're adding sounds, we're dropping sounds, we're linking sounds.
We're linking sounds. This is a lot.
It's a lot. But it's all about creating that smooth, effortless flow
Yeah.
that native speakers are known for.
All right, so how can we get better at this? Like, what can we actually do?
So the key here is practice.
Okay.
Practice speakers.
Keep talking.
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Mimic those native speakers that you hear.
Okay.
And really try to get a feel for how those sounds are connected. So the more you practice, the more natural it's going to become.
So it's not just about understanding individual words.
Right.
It's about
understanding the music of the language.
the music. Yeah, I like that.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. We've talked about listening. We've talked about speaking.
We've talked about all those linking sounds, those weak forms.
We've been detectives.
We've been detectives.
Yes.
We've cracked the code.
So before we move on, I kind of want to just pause for a second and just let all of this sink in.
Yeah.
Like, what stands out to you the most from all the stuff we've talked about?
You know what really stands out to me is that understanding fast-spoken English, it's not just about learning grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's really about training your ear to hear the music of the language.
The music.
So recognize those patterns,
Yeah.
those subtle connections,
It's flow.
the flow.
Yeah.
It's like appreciating a new genre of music.
I like that.
You know, the first time you hear it, you might be like,
I don't get it.
what is this?
What is this?
But the more you listen,
The
more you start to hear the beauty,
yeah.
the
The
complexity,
nuances.
and that's what makes it so rewarding.
Totally.
It's like a puzzle
It is like a puzzle.
that you get to solve piece by piece.
Yeah.
And it's a fun puzzle.
It's the best kind of puzzle.
It is the best kind of puzzle.
So I guess what we're saying is don't be afraid to embrace those messy real-life conversations.
Yeah.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the fun is.
That's where the fun is.
Okay, good.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're going to dive into even more tips and tricks for understanding fast-spoken English.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned.
And speaking of puzzles, remember how we were talking about those linking sounds?
Yeah.
Well, imagine those linking sounds happening throughout a whole sentence. That's what we call connected speech.
It's like taking all those dance moves we've learned
Yeah,
and putting them together into a full routine.
exactly.
All right, so to really master this dance,
Yeah.
we got to talk about something called sentence stress.
Sentence stress.
Sentence stress.
Okay.
So this is all about highlighting the key words in a sentence.
Okay.
When we stress certain words,
Mm-hmm.
we're signaling to the listener what's most important,
Right.
what they really need to pay attention to.
Okay. So it's not just about understanding the words themselves.
Right.
It's also about how they're said.
Exactly. It's like adding a little drama to our speech.
Oh, I like that. It's like a performance.
It is. It's like a performance.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to follow a fast conversation,
Yeah.
I should listen for those stressed words
Yes.
and try to piece together the main idea.
Exactly. Think of it like listening for the headlines in a news report.
Okay.
You don't need to catch every little detail.
Just the main point.
It's just a gist.
The gist.
Yeah.
This is making me think back to those chunks we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Are they related to sentence stress?
Yes. You're so sharp.
Oh.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Many chunks are actually common phrases or grammatical structures
Uh-huh.
that have a natural rhythm and stress pattern.
So when we learn these chunks,
Yeah.
we're not just memorizing words.
Right.
We're also learning how those words are usually spoken.
Exactly. It's like learning a dance move. You're not just learning the steps, you're learning the timing and the flow.
The timing, the flow.
Yeah.
So the more we practice those chunks,
Yes.
the more natural our English is going to sound.
The more natural it's going to sound.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. I'm ready to put on my detective hat again.
Okay. What's our next mystery?
What other secrets are hidden in the world of fast-spoken English?
Okay, well, let's talk about those sneaky little things we call weak forms.
Okay.
Remember how we were saying that some words have a strong form and a weak form depending on whether they're stressed or not?
Oh, yeah, like for to do?
You got it.
Huh?
They can either be pronounced in their full strong form or in a reduced weak form.
Right.
And guess what? Those weak forms are used a whopping 90% of the time in casual speech.
90%. So if we're not familiar with those weak forms, it's like we're missing out on a huge part of the conversation.
You're absolutely right.
All right, so how do we crack the code of these weak forms?
Well, it takes practice.
Okay.
The more you listen to native speakers, the more you'll start to recognize these patterns.
Right.
And to help you out, our source gave us some really helpful examples.
Okay.
Remember the word for.
4.
In its strong form, it's for, but in its weak form, it's more like fu,
Th.
f, and tu becomes tu,
Yes.
du becomes da, or even ja,
Ah.
and you transforms into
Yeah.
Amazing how much these words can change, right?
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And once you start hearing those weak forms, you'll be amazed at how much clearer fast-spoken English becomes.
It's like night and day.
It really is.
Okay. You ready for another clue?
Hit me.
Remember those handy little contractions we talked about?
Oh, yeah, contractions.
They play a key role in connected speech, too.
Okay. They're like those time-saving superheroes.
Oh, you are?
of the English language.
Exactly.
We use them all the time.
All the time.
Should have would.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not just for informal conversations.
Right.
You hear them in movies, TV shows, even some formal presentations.
You do. So if we want to understand native speakers,
We got
to embrace those contractions.
embrace the power of contraction.
They're like secret shortcuts to fluency.
All right. Are you ready for the grand finale?
I am. Let's do it.
Let's dive headfirst into the world of connected speech.
Connected speech. This is where the magic happens.
This is where it all comes together.
Yeah.
So connected speech is all about linking those words and sounds together,
Okay.
creating this beautiful, seamless flow.
It's like a river just like smoothly winding its way through a landscape of words.
I love that imagery.
Yeah.
And our expert laid out this fundamental rule for us.
Okay.
When a word ends in a consonant and the next word begins with a vowel, they often get connected. It's like they're holding hands, skipping through a sentence together.
I love that.
So remember the phrase, I'd like to get a?
Uh-huh.
It becomes, I'd like to get a?
Get.
Get.
Yeah.
So that T at the end of get blends seamlessly with the A at the beginning of a.
Seamlessly.
It's like they were meant to be together.
A match made in heaven.
And then sometimes you get an extra sound that pops in there.
Okay.
Just to create an even smoother transition.
Right.
Like in the phrase, I would have been happy to do it.
Uh-huh.
We might hear a W sound between to and do,
Ooh.
making it to do wit.
To do wit.
To do wit.
Wow. I never would notice that.
Yeah, these are very subtle,
Yeah.
but they make a big difference.
Okay.
And then sometimes sounds disappear.
Oh, really?
So the phrase, I didn't want to trouble you,
Uh-huh.
can become, I didn't want to trouble you.
Want to.
Want to.
Ah.
So that T at the end of one just takes a little vacation.
It goes on holiday.
It does. It says, I need a break.
It says see ya later.
See ya later.
Okay, so we're adding sounds, we're dropping sounds, we're linking sounds.
We're doing it all.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. But it's all about creating that beautiful flow
That beautiful, effortless flow.
that native speakers are known for.
Exactly. Okay, so the key to understanding connected speech is to really listen for those patterns.
So yes.
To notice how the sounds are connected and blended together.
So it's not just about understanding individual words. It's about understanding how they interact with each other.
It's about the relationship between the words.
The relationships.
Yeah.
The dynamics.
Yeah, the dynamics. I like that.
All right. So how can we practice this?
Well, one fun way is to think about speaking like you're singing a song.
Oh, I like that.
Right. So next time you're reading a book or an article, try singing it out loud.
Okay.
Don't worry about hitting the right notes.
Just focus on connecting those sounds.
Exactly. Just have fun with it.
Have fun. I like that.
Okay, so we've explored a lot of amazing techniques for unlocking the secrets of fast-spoken English. But before we wrap things up, I want to hear from you.
Okay.
What has been the most surprising discovery for you today?
You know, what's really blown my mind is how much we do subconsciously
Yeah,
when we speak and listen to English.
it's true.
We're constantly linking sounds. We're stressing words. We're using weak forms.
Without even realizing.
Not even realizing it. It's like our brains are these incredible language processing machines
They are.
working behind the scenes
Behind the scenes.
to make sense of it all.
Yeah, and the more we understand about these hidden mechanisms,
Yeah.
the better equipped we'll be to tackle any listening challenge that comes our way.
Absolutely.
So to all those amazing English learners out there,
Yes.
don't be afraid to embrace those messy real-life conversations.
Right.
Those are the key to unlocking true fluency.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the fun is.
It's like we've been given this backstage pass
Yeah.
to the world of English.
Exactly.
And now that we know the secrets, it's not so intimidating anymore.
Right. Like it's not this big scary monster.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's actually really fun.
It is.
So for all of our listeners out there who are eager to take their English listening skills to the next level,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways that they should remember?
Well, first and foremost, ditch that idea that native speakers always speak in perfect sentences.
Yeah.
Embrace the beautiful messiness of real-life conversation.
Right. It's not about
when the real learning happens.
catching every single word. It's about understanding the main message,
Yeah.
the overall flow. And speaking of flow, don't forget to diversify your listening practice.
Yes. Get out of that comfort zone
Get out of the comfort zone.
of scripted content and immerse yourself in the world of podcasts, reality shows, interviews.
Reality TV.
Yeah.
It's a gold mine.
It's so good. Anything unscripted and full of life.
Unscripted. That's the key.
Yeah.
And while you're on that adventure, keep an ear out for those sneaky linking sounds.
Yes. Those vowel-to-vowel
Or
connections.
vowel to vowel.
Those intrusive R sounds.
Intrusive R. They're there.
They're sneaky.
They are.
Yeah.
And then the schwa.
The schwa. That master of disguise.
Master of disguise. It's hiding everywhere in fast speech.
It is.
Let's become a schwa detective.
Yes.
See how many you can spot.
And pay attention to those weak forms.
Weak forms.
Yeah.
Such a key part
They are.
of understanding natural English.
They really are. Yeah.
And don't be afraid to practice speaking with native speakers.
Yes. Find those language partners.
Find a language partner. italki is a great resource for that.
italki.
Yeah.
Amazing resource.
Super affordable.
Yeah.
And you get that personalized feedback, which is so valuable.
So valuable.
And the more you practice, the more natural and effortless your English will become.
Exactly. Practice makes perfect. Or at least practice makes progress.
Practice makes progress.
Yeah.
All right. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Yeah. Don't forget the most important tip of all.
Okay.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Learning English should be an enjoyable experience.
It should be.
So relax, embrace the journey, and celebrate every little victory along the way.
I love that. It's not about being perfect.
No,
It's about
it's about progress.
progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
All right. So to all of our amazing listeners out there,
Yes.
keep exploring, keep practicing,
Keep believing in yourself.
keep believing in yourself.
You got this.
You got this.
All right, that's all the time we have.
For today's deep dive.
Thanks for joining us
Thanks for joining us.
as we explored the exciting world of Quick Start English learning.
Quick Start English Learning. It's a journey,
It is.
but it's a fun one.
It's a fun one. We hope you gained some valuable insights.
Yes.
And feel inspired to keep practicing and improving those English listening skills.
Remember, the world of English is vast and full of wonders.
It is.
Go out there and explore it.
And have fun.
Have fun.